Artificial intelligence has rapidly become a cornerstone of modern software development. In the past few years, AI tools have evolved from niche experiments to widespread productivity boosters for developers. In fact, the majority of developers are already using or planning to use AI in their workflows. 76%, in fact, of respondents in Stack Overflow's 2024 survey said that they're using or intend to use AI based tools for development. This surge is driven by breakthroughs in generative AI that have made headlines across the world. Things like OpenAI's ChatGPT, Anthropic's Claude, and Google's Gemini. For example, ChatGPT reached 100 million users just 2 months after it first launched at the end of 2022, making it the fastest growing consumer app in history. With such unprecedented adoption, it's no wonder everyone in tech is talking about AI. That's where we come in. Our goal here at AIDD.io, or AI Driven Dev, is to equip you with the tools necessary to thrive in this new AI driven world. The way we'll do that is with a series of video courses that, when you watch them together, form a masterclass on AI for the modern web developer. This course is the first in that series. The purpose of this course is to introduce you, an experienced software engineer, to the world of AI in a practical, developer-centric way. In it, we assume nothing about your AI experience and start from the beginning in terms of AI knowledge. We do assume that you're experienced in traditional development and have a decent working knowledge of web technologies like HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. We also help separate the hype from reality and explore the exciting middle ground of how AI really can augment and boost your everyday workflows. All right, I know that sounds exciting, but what does it look like? Here it is step by step. During the course, you'll learn, number one, the fundamentals of how AI actually works. It may seem like magic, but there's a method to the madness. Having a high-level overview of how AI actually works will help you better interact with it. Number two, we'll take a deep dive into the AI assistance spectrum. From surface-level help with AI autocompletion and chat, to synchronous AI agentic coding, to deploying asynchronous teams of agents to do the work for you. Number three, you'll get an overview of practical AI applications for web developers. What tangible things can AI help you do that you're already doing, quote unquote, the old fashioned way? And then lastly, we'll take a look at the avenues available for interacting with AI. What programs can tap into that artificial brain and then deploy that brain power in use case specific ways to help you move fastest? Excited to future proof your career and become an AI driven developer? Awesome. Well, let's get started. What is AI? Well, at its core, AI is a field of computer science that enables software to perform tasks typically requiring human intelligence. Things such as understanding language, recognizing patterns, or making decisions. Unlike traditional programming, where developers explicitly define rules and logic, modern AI uses machine learning to derive patterns from data. For developers new to AI, a helpful way to think about this is as follows. Instead of coding every rule by hand, you train models on large datasets so that they can generalize and create new outputs. A classic definition is that a generative AI system is one that learns to generate new objects that look like the data it was trained on. For example, ChatGPT was trained on books, websites, code, conversations, and more scraped from all over the web, totaling billions and billions of words. This is why generative AI models are called large language models, or LLMs for short. LLMs take this data and learn the statistical relationships between words, phrases, and concepts. They learn how language typically flows, the probability that one word follows another. For example, if you ask an LLM to explain black holes, it looks at the words you wrote, predicts the next most likely word, then the next one, and the next one, and the next one, and so on. This happens extremely fast, and the result feels like a natural response. In reality, though, LLMs don't predict just the next word. They predict the next token. A token is the smallest unit of information defined by the model's tokenizer. This could be whole words, parts of words, or even just punctuation. For example, the word unbelievable might be split into tokens like un, believe, and able. Tokens could be totally different things in different models. In audio models, a token might represent a small slice of sound. In video models, tokens can represent patches of pixels, like 16 by 16 regions of an image, or motion vectors over time. In practical terms, this means LLMs can generate text, code, images, videos, and more by learning from fast examples rather than following a fixed algorithm. This also means that you can automate many of the repetitive tasks you're probably doing already. How often do you find yourself creating the same layout, just with minor variations? Bootstrapping new API endpoints that are similar to all the other ones in your codebase, but just tweaked to perform a very particular purpose? Writing similar documentation over and over again, but for different components? Creating the same image assets for different products or different dimensions? Humans get bored of doing these same things over and over, but AI is great at tirelessly following patterns while also being flexible enough to adapt to new situations. AI is also, frankly, faster and better equipped to handle a lot of these tasks, but don't take our word for it. In a survey by GitHub of 500 US based developers at companies with 1,000 plus employees, developers overwhelmingly say that AI coding tools help them meet existing performance standards with improved code quality, faster outputs, and fewer production level incidents. Such data sufficiently squashes any rumor that AI is only a plaything good for small scale projects. In fact, in an interview with TechSpot, Microsoft CTO Kevin Scott predicted that 95% of programming code will be AI generated by 2030. Such claims then make it hard not to wonder, will AI replace me as a developer? Well, we can confidently answer no, but it will change the way you work, and you've got to be willing and ready to adapt. Up for the challenge? Join us over at aidd.io, where we've got a collection of video courses geared towards making you an awesome developer in the age of AI.